In this video, I'm going to share with you a way to synchronize your morning routine with the affinity of nature. My name is Seth, and welcome to another Nature Affinity video. Now, I'll begin by speaking a little bit about what my morning routine used to be like. and a lot of people can probably relate to it. So, I wake up early in the morning. I had to start work super early in the morning. Like, I'd be on the clock at like 6 o'clock, 5:30 sometimes. Sometimes later. But I would get up and like I would even like think about it the night before, how I was gonna give myself the least amount of time possible to just like get everything done, get on the road, get to work, get it done so I could go home, right? Like, I wasn't, appreciating just waking up in the morning. Like, I was, I would wake up, sometimes have a shower, sometimes not. I would I would shovel a bowl of cereal in my mouth, shove all my work clothes on, shove my boots on, get in the car, freaking go to work. Yeah, and oftentimes doing that, I would come to work and I would be in a very disharmonious frequency. And something would happen at work that would even add to that because our frequency or our coherence in our brain and heart, like when we don't have that coherence, we're in a disharmonious frequency. And therefore we attract through our energy a disharmonious reality. So that was a little bit about my morning routine before I really started to become conscious of this, how our thoughts create our reality and how the energy that we put out there is what comes back to us. So if you're experiencing a lot of disharmonious activity in your life, a lot of disharmonious people coming around you, for example, then it has a lot to do with the frequency that you're putting out there. Like that, because our brains are receivers and also broadcasting stations for a universal frequency. And the universe can only give us what is aligned with the frequency that we're putting out. So, that being said, let me talk a little bit about my morning routine now. How I really strongly believe that a good morning routine, it will set you up for the best day possible. And not only that, but you'll get that snowball rolling. Like, the more you do it every morning you're getting up. First of all, I get up and I say thank you, like, for another beautiful day in paradise, because there's a lot of people that don't wake up in the morning. Just think about that for a second. There's a lot of people that die in their sleep every night. They had plans for the next day. They had things they wanted to accomplish, but they just never woke up. They transitioned in their sleep. And so that could be you. So always be thankful, first of all, for another beautiful day in paradise. The second thing that I do is I go into my bathroom and I look at myself in the mirror. Not in a full of myself kind of way, but I look at myself and I look deep into my eyes and I say, I love you, Seth. I love you. You are the best. And once again, do not do this in an egoic way. Look into your eyes and just say, I love you, with your name. And that you are the best. Like, if we do this on a consistent basis, it's a subconscious brain priming or reprogramming that pattern. Because a lot of us, myself included, have been brought up to look down on ourselves or feel small and not rise up to our potential. So when you show yourself that love first thing in the morning, it allows you to rise up towards your potential. So that, yeah, like right away when you do that, you're cultivating that self-love. You repeat that day in, day out. For at least, I would say, like a lot of people say 21 days, but I like to go a little bit longer. I say 28 days, let's say. At least 28 days. Do this every morning. And at first, it's going to be super uncomfortable to do it, especially if you've been very unloving to yourself. But when you do it consistently, every single day, eventually that pattern becomes ingrained in your subconscious mind and it becomes an automatic thing that you do. You just bring yourself up first thing in the morning and say, you know, I love you. You're the best. Whatever you want to do today, you can do it. And then I always, instead of waiting until the last minute to wake up, I always set my alarm early. Like I always give myself at least a couple of hours before I have to leave the house. Now, a lot of people might be like, oh, that seems like a lot. And you know, it could be for some people. It could be. So just give yourself whatever extra time feels harmonious to you. It could be less, it could be more. But I like to make sure that I have enough time to really appreciate the breakfast that I make for myself and to give thanks for that delicious food, not just shovel it into my mouth and take it for granted. Because, you know, it's so easy to take things for granted especially when you're rushing around, like, you know, not giving yourself enough time, in a hurry to get nowhere. Because really, like, let's face it, like when you're in a hurry, it's like something that you've made up in your own mind as to why you're in a hurry to get somewhere. It's like, it's artificially created in your own brain. Like, you don't need to be in a rush to do anything. And that being said, I also like to give myself enough time to meditate. Because oftentimes, and myself included, I've woken up and, you know, you feel stressed out about something that happened the day before or something that is going to happen or might happen. That's the worst one. If you're freaking stressed out about something that might happen that might not even come to fruition at all. Like, you just are stressed out about it. But when you can really have that extra time, just close your eyes. Really simply, just focus on your breathing. I like to go for about 15, 20 minutes. Like, there's several meditations that you can do. But if you don't meditate, like, this is an easy way to just get into anchoring yourself into the present moment, which is really what meditation is all about, being present. It's a practice of presence. It's a practice of awareness, self-awareness. You become aware of your own patterns through meditation. And I like to go for about 15 or 20 minutes usually. And I will sit. And I do several meditations, but I'll just tell you that one. Like, I'll dive deeper into that in another video. But I like to say meditation is a practice of presence and self-awareness. And so when you become aware of yourself, then you can really say, okay, like, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, okay, Seth, you're taking this time to be present and to appreciate where you are now. You're not trying to get anywhere. You're not ruminating on the past. You're just being present, right? And if you do this every morning, it will give you such a heightened level of coherence in your heart and your mind that you will go into your workday and you might have the same, like, workplace that you had the day before, But as you do this every morning, like you do this process, you will find that in that workplace, everything is more harmonious because everything around us is a reflection of that frequency that I was talking about that you are giving off. And when you meditate and you become present, you're not ruminating, you're not worrying about the future, you're not obsessing over getting somewhere, or you're just here, you're being. In that case, when you do that, you bring about those more harmonious experiences in your life, no matter where you are. And with that being said, that is my morning routine. If I have a few minutes after that, I like to read a book too, like, a few pages of a book, because that's kind of my hobby. In addition to everything I already said, I like to read a book. And then after doing that, I'll download podcasts on my phone through YouTube, and I'll listen to them on my way to work. Stuff that's uplifting, informative, interesting. And for you, you might not be as into reading a book, but do something that fires you up, like something that's like your hobby. It could be anything, really. Just something that you're passionate about. Like I'm passionate about reading a book. Like cracking open that brand new book, smelling the brand new book smell, gets me fired up in the morning. With that being said, it's another beautiful day in paradise. Don't forget to give thanks for it, because they don't call the present for nothing. It's a gift. That's why it's called the present moment. Much love, peace. Subscribe if you find value here, and we'll see you on another video.